Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The last game for Julius Randle to make his mark on NBA coaches and say that I deserve what he deserves to be in the All-Star game. This is the last one. The coaches will be voting tomorrow. Now we'll get the results Tuesday on TNT. So hopefully the Knicks can come away with a win tonight. Julius Randle can have at least his average. And we'll see what he does. We're about to talk about Demarcus Cousins because I know that's on your mind, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to get to it. Should the Knicks pursue Boogie? I know there's a lot of probably differing opinions out there. We're also going to break down the Knicks versus the Timberwolves tonight. The game starts at 7 p.m. So we might as well go ahead and get into it, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you guys for being here. Remember, if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section. As soon as we get to 15,000 subscribers on this channel right here, there's 2 Obi Toppin rookie cards that I'll be giving away. So make sure you get the word out there. And make sure you follow the NBK app on Wix. And as soon as we get to 500 likes, 500 follows on the app, we'll be giving away 2 Obi Toppin rookie cards. That's 4 Obi Toppin rookie cards altogether, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the group. Talk about things happening with the New York Knicks, rumors, tonight's game, all of that. Let's get to it, folks. See who we got here in the chat. I'm about to add the Prince Bun in the chat. Let's get to it. Good afternoon, fellas. How are you feeling today?
What's feeling good, brother?
Good to be here. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. Finally, we are back in action. Seems like it's been a long time since we've been playing any basketball, man. Wait until we get to this All-Star break. It's going to seem even longer. You know what I'm saying? But let's jump right in. Get to the get down, man. Boogie Cousins. He's going to be available soon, within days. If it hasn't happened already, it's going to be available soon. According to Shams, the Houston Rockets and Senator Demarcus Cousins are planning to part ways in the coming days. Houston wants to go smaller, have a younger front court with Christian Wood, and that allows Cousins to find an opportunity elsewhere. So my first question, of course, to you: should the Knicks pursue Demarcus Cousins? Nate, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, I think they should. I mean, right now, we got Taj Gibson and Nerlens Noel. Let's be honest. When we play bigger competition, Noel cannot handle those bigger bodies like an Embiid or, a Gasol or something like that, those bigger, wider bodies. He gets pushed around too easily. Taj Gibson is a gritty, hard-nosed defender, but he's very limited athletically. He's 37 years old. I think if you bring in Boogie, I think it's a low-risk situation. Yes, he's only averaging 9 points, but this guy can score inside. He's a load. He's a big dude. And he can also shoot from the outside, too. Now, we don't want him to do that all the time, but he's got that kind of range to do that, and he's a hell of a passer. People talk about how underrated, how good of a rebounder he is, too. But he's a very underrated passer, and I think that he would fit well with this team right now and give us that big body until Mitch gets back. So that would be my opinion.
Okay. All right. Divine?
Salute to the panel, man. Salute to the chat. Good Sunday morning, man. Salute to all y'all out there, man. Hit them thumbs up and let's get it popping. And you know what, Sam? For the price that he will cost, which is basically nothing, we don't need him, but I don't have a problem with the Knicks if they went after him because Boogie Cousins is he's a good ball player. Even though he only averaged 9 down in Houston, that don't mean that way he would average. He was on a different team. It could be a certain situation, reason why he's not doing that, and circumstances down there. But I have no problem if the Knicks decide to go at him, man. I believe in our front office. I know they say they want Boogie Cousins. I know they feel like they can use him. So, I mean, he's a talented dude, man, despite what people may think because of the injury, but that brother could play. You know, he could straight out play some basketball. And I got to give a thumb out to Prince the Bun because he talked this up about 2 weeks ago. You know, he was like, so big up to you, Prince, because he talked it up, you know, for real. So,
Don't give him no credit.
But yeah, I got to salute my people, man. You know, my brothers, man.
Absolutely,
so yeah, man. But he's a talented center. I don't have a problem if the Knicks brought him in there. They see what we see, man. Boogie Cousins is a dog. He could play some basketball. He got that toughness, that mentality that I think we can use. So if we don't sign him, hey, that's no worries. But if they do sign him, I have no problem with it, man. I think Boogie Cousins can hold his own against a lot of people in the NBA. Now he averaged 9 points. We don't even have a center averaging 9 points a game. So think about that. You know what I mean? From an offense standpoint. So, you know, and if he came in there and backed up whoever, I'll be down with it. We don't need him, but if the Knicks did it, I'm cool with it.
Okay, Josh, what you think, man?
Salute the panel, salute the chat, salute NYK family. Happy Sunday. I'm kind of torn on it, but I'm leaning towards the side of not wanting to go after Boogie Cousins. Even though it wouldn't cost us much, I just don't really see a role that really fits for him on this team. Particularly when Mitchell Robinson comes back, then we're going to have a logjam at the center position. Where exactly are we going to go? I think at this point in Boogie Cousins' career, he's going to be ring chasing. That's why you hear reports about the Lakers and all those big name teams going after him. I think for us right now, we don't need to address the center position. I think we need to address the wing position. I think that's the part on the team that really needs the biggest upgrade, and that is going to complete the team. But yeah, I wouldn't go after Boogie Cousins. I mean, I guess it's low risk at the end of the day, but for right now, I think the Knicks are content at the center position. Let's go after a wing so we can get some more points on the board.
Okay. And I know there was the sound kind of cut out for a second, but I think we got the gist of what you said when you came back on. Let's go after a wing so we can get some more points on the board. I think we got the gist of it, because the sound got a little bit shaky there. So, Cornerstone. I want to get everybody's opinion before I give mine. Cornerstone, go ahead, man.
All right. Salute to the panel, my brothers. Salute to the chat. Divine, Nathan, and Josh, they made great points. I'm still on the fence with the whole thing. I realize how Boogie is like a monster down below. But I also, I don't know what he's like defensively. And that's where I like Norns and Taj. But again, I got to keep referring to this. I trust this front office to the fullest extent. If they think that he's going to help us, then I'm all with it. What I like about this front office is how the front office and Tibbs is on the same wavelength. So if Tibbs feels as though that he could use him, then I'm sure that they're going to go after him. If they stand pat, I'm with that too. But also, I do agree that we with Josh, we need a wing more than anything. So that's it.
Yeah. And I'm kind of, well, I haven't got. I'll get to mine in a second. Prince, go ahead, man.
Hey man, salute to the channel. Run up them likes, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? On this Sunday, some of y'all, if y'all this is y'all worship. Hey, pay the Pod Father his respect and tap that collection plate and that thumbs up. That's all you gotta do. So with that being said, man, I ain't gonna toot my own horn, but again, I thought it would be great to bring in Boogie. I think he personifies exactly what the Knicks need and what we are right now. We need a little bit of toughness, I believe, especially when it comes to making this playoff push. Because again, you're gonna get into those games where you're gonna need not necessarily a tough guy, but you're gonna need somebody who can stand up. Like the other night when RJ got fouled and what was it, Bogdanovic or no, it was Vucevic. Vucevic pushed him on the ground, and we didn't get no type of smoke with that. So again, and I'm not saying we should start fights and stuff like that, but you do need some type of enforcer. Last year we had Bobby Portis and Mook. This year we don't really have an enforcer. So what Boogie brings on the court, definitely Kevin. He's not the old Boogie. He's not a great shot eraser, but he will protect the rim. Not great out there on the perimeter either. So again, he's going to have to learn the philosophy and learn the steps, much like Taj. So again, honestly, if we are going to make some room, I think it's going to probably be Norrells. They'll probably end up trading him out, I think, because again, he's younger, and I think he would bring back more of a trade value than Taj. And I think they like Taj because he can teach. But again, I would love to see Boogie in a New York Knicks uniform. I think, again, he's a Kentucky guy. I think he has at least 2-3 more years left in him. So I think he would be a great asset to our team.
Okay. Why do you think that we would trade out Nerlens Noel? Why do you say that?
Well, I say that because, again, obviously I don't see them trading Mitch. So, right. I mean, and like they said, we don't really know how long Mitch will truly be out. We said, a month? So, again, that's after the All-Star break. We still got 6 games left. And then after the All-Star break, if we brought Boogie in now, we could get him brought up to speed by the second half of the season to make that playoff push. So again, I think he would be a great player to bring in. He's not a guy who wants a whole bunch of shots, much like I think somebody had alluded to. I think Divine said, or Nate said that we don't even have a center who scores 10 points. So Boogie adding 10 to 14 points a game for us will be awesome. It just would help Julius and the other guys out, make scoring a little bit easier because, again, we only score 104 points a game. And I think bringing in a couple more guys who can put the ball in the hole is only going to help us win more games.
All right, last question. Do you think he would hold up defensively?
I'm almost sure of it because, again, like Divine said, Houston, I don't understand what their whole, why are they so in love with small ball lineups? I guess that's a Houston thing, but they'll never win. And I guess that it is what it is. We don't have to worry about them. But again, I believe that it was the philosophy out there. Their team itself doesn't play defense. So again, a lot of what Boogie was getting blamed for was just a lack of defensive prowess on the whole team. It wasn't just him. But, I mean, obviously, we know when you come into Tom Thibodeau's system, you will play Tom Thibodeau's system. And that's defensively, offensively, that's off the court, on the court. You will play Tom Thibodeau's game. So if Boogie comes here, Boogie will play our defense. I'm 100% willing to believe that he's going to dive on floors. He's going to sacrifice. He will sacrifice.
Okay. All right.
Evergreen. Real quick, man, so I can get mine. I ain't had a chance to get my opinion on this, man. But go ahead, man.
All right, so Boogie's name, his real name is not Andre Drummond, so I don't really want him, right? However, because I mean, I've been consistent with this, right? However, if Andre Drummond doesn't shake loose hours before the trade deadline, then I am willing to sign Boogie as a stopgap big man that we can fill into a specific, in a particular role and man the fort until Mitchell Robinson is completely healthy, with the intent of potentially signing him and, just seeing what he could become under Tom Thibodeau. But his name is not Andre Drummond, so I'm willing to wait. I'm not signing him now. I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to wait.
Now, okay, so here's my thing. Here's my thing on Demarcus Cousins. One, I feel like there's a chance that the Knicks could reach out to Demarcus Cousins. One, because I do feel like, opposite what Josh feels, I do feel like we have a need at center right now because of Mitch being out, and at the moment, he's not going to be reevaluated until March 10th. And then they'll see what happens from there. So right now, as far as Mitchell Robinson is concerned, there's no timetable to his return. So I do think, and then of course, you got the Kentucky ties, right? You got Kenny Payne here. All these Kentucky players. I do feel like that the Knicks might look and say, yeah, you know, maybe we could bring him here and find a way to fit him in. Right? Because of those two things. There's no doubt in my mind that at least they're having the conversation. But I'm kind of torn, like Josh, too. I understand the ties. I understand the need that we have, right? And I do think it's a need. I could see it in the offensive rebounding. Obviously, we're not scoring from the center position right now with Noel and Taj. So I can see it there. He's not going to be the vertical spacer that Mitch or Noel is, so the game would change a little bit. But I get concerned, one, when I watch him play, he's slow right now. He looks like he's afraid that he's going to injure himself, lateral. He has no lateral movement. The one thing that we have with Taj Gibson, Nerlens Noel, and with Mitchell Robinson is that they can switch out on guards if it's necessary. Right? You get off of that screen and roll, and if they have to get out there on the guard, they can get out there and be decent. I don't see Demarcus Cousins doing that at all. He has no lateral movement right now. No lateral movement. I feel like when I see him on the floor, I feel like myself, I'm like, oh, come on, let's go. Get up the floor. You know what I'm saying? Because he's lumbering. We already play a slow half-court game, and people are like, hey, we got to speed up the game. Adding Demarcus Cousins is not going to do that. Even if you're bringing them into the second unit, they play fast. Demarcus Cousins not keeping up with those guys if they play a little bit faster. So I'm not seeing where it really works well with the Knicks right now. I just feel like defensively he can't keep up. He could score offensively. He could maybe get you a couple buckets. He could definitely rebound. But defensively, and the type of defense that we want to play, I just don't see it working with DeMarcus Cousins. You know what I mean? And
Sam, Mitchell Robinson is not going to miss a full season for a broken hand. Mitchell Robinson is not going to be out for the entire season. I mean, he's going to be out for the next 4 weeks or so. But I expect Mitchell Robinson to be back. So there's really no room. I don't really think this team needs a center right now. This team needs to all do some team rebounding. Guards need to get up there and grab some rebounds off the glass. But as far as, bringing Boogie in just for rebounding, and how much are we going to pay him? And he's a liability on defense. I just don't think it makes sense right now for the Knicks team to go after DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, what you would pay him would probably be the veterans minimum. Of course, then you got to worry about waiving a player, to make room for DeMarcus Cousins. And I'm definitely not. I know Prince said something about Nerlens Noel. I'm not giving up Nerlens Noel to bring in DeMarcus Cousins, right? I'm not going to trade him. I'm not going to waive him because what Nerlens Noel gives us that DeMarcus Cousins doesn't. He may not score the basketball and he's not a great rebounder, but he's a great shot blocker, and he can every once in a while get out there on guards. And I think that's something that we need from that center position, to be able to switch off on guards when it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't see where DeMarcus Cousins really fits in with the way that we play, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And I wouldn't want to, bring him in and have to try to force fit him into the lineup, and then there's all kinds of issues or anything like that. If you're gonna get some, some kind of reinforcements at the center position, I'd rather go with somebody who's not going to demand, a bunch of playing time, and who's going to fit in with what you already do. DeMarcus Cousins this season, he's averaging 9.6 points per game, 7.6 rebounds per game. We could definitely use the rebounding. I'm not saying we can't. He's averaging 2.4 assists per game. He's shooting 38% from the field. He's shooting 33% from three. He's a 75% three-point shooter. And he was averaging about 20 minutes a game with the Houston Rockets. Right. But, you know, I don't know.
Surprised he stayed healthy and played all the 25 games.
Yeah. And then what happens when Mitch does come back? Right. If he's getting a lot of playing time. You know what I mean? So I just don't think, you know, it's the right fit, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
The only thing good about it, if he was a good fit, that you know what, he can muck up a game. When he go up against the Joel Embiid, he can frustrate them dudes. He can get you 6 fouls and get them dudes frustrated. You know, that's the only reason I would bring DeMarcus only for that reason. He can go up against DeAndre Jordan, all them big center. He probably can get him frustrated because, you know, he's a hard player. He don't give a shit. You know what I mean? He'd be like, man, I'm about to pop this dude with an elbow. That's the only reason I would bring Boogie in, because what he could do against them big boys, man.
Mitch ain't gonna do that. Mitch ain't Mitch ain't strong enough. He ain't tough enough. Mitch ain't gonna do that when we need Mitch to stand up to them. And those, like you said, for instance, we ran up against.
How many of those centers are in the league,
Miami?
Yeah, you're right. It's not many. It's not many. It's not many.
Everything. Hold on, you got to think. It's not many, but just think about the guys we just seen. You just said one himself, Andre Drummond. If Andre Drummond ends up in New Jersey or something like that, that's a center we
Brooklyn.
cannot stop.
I mean Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn. Sorry.
No, he said it right. He said it right. It's New Jersey. Come on.
I don't respect him.
Like, what are we doing?
I don't respect him. I'm an 80s baby. Yeah, I'm an 80s baby. So I don't respect him. Anyway.
I think the one thing I think the one thing that y'all are kind of missing somewhat is that we need scoring from the center position. Like right now, Demarcus Cousins is the best scorer out of all our centers. I mean, just look at the average.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And the thing is that Boogie plays inside. I mean, yeah, he can go outside and bring shooters out, but he plays a lot inside. Like I've watched a lot of Rockets games this year, and they featured him mostly inside. But he's a heck of a passer too, so he can definitely get other guys involved. You know, but like I said, listen, what?
What are you gonna say?
No, I just wanted to piggyback you up with that, Nate. What you were saying about the passing. That's one aspect of our offense that Mitch does not give us. Taj gives us a little bit, but when it comes to passing out of the 5, we need a better passer off of that that bump screen, because again, if you got a better passer at that position, that opens up the offense so much more. It'll open up the offense for us so much.
Right, and also too. I mean, I think he would help our scoring. You know, yeah, he's not going to be the Boogie of old. You know,
but if you need a bucket down low, he would
exactly. He can give us something down low. He can give us some easy buckets down low. He can actually, like I said, he's a good passer. So we can set up other guys for shots or baskets too. So, I mean, listen, I think they should look into it at least. He more likely is probably going to Brooklyn or he's going to the Lakers.
I don't see him going to Brooklyn. I don't see him going to Brooklyn.
See him going to Brooklyn.
He had a problem with James Harden before James Harden left Houston.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
You know, I don't see that happening.
Yeah,
in Brooklyn.
That's right. No, you're right. So he's probably going to Lakers because of Davis's injury. You know, more likely. But I think the Knicks should at least inquire about it. You know, but we have to. I mean, we got to be careful, guys. I mean, Nerlens Noel is a beanpole, man. I mean, he goes against a Joel Embiid, and Joel Embiid's just gonna, you know, body him up and bruise him up and knock him down.
I'm not looking forward to that matchup. You're absolutely right. Yeah. We have to play them again.
But that's everybody. That's every team that goes up against Joel.
But we don't. But
Mitch can hold its own.
Dude.
Mitch can hold its own a little bit against. Yes, he did.
No, he can't.
Mitch has athleticism.
He blocked his shot a couple of times last year.
Yeah, just because you block somebody's shot don't mean you can guard. He cannot stop them. He can.
Guys, DeMarcus Cousins is not going to make that big of a difference on the Knicks offense. And Nate, I disagree with you. We don't need to have any scoring. We don't need to have that much scoring from the center position in order to be successful. The problem with this team is wing play.
I agree with you, but it would help. It would help if we could get scoring from other positions. Is what I'm trying to say. It would help.
Mitchell Robinson gets offensive rebounds. He gets cleaned up, and he has the lob. Okay, Demarcus Cousins, he's averaging 9 points per game. I get what Mitch is averaging, but at the same time, he's slow and he's a liability on defense.
But
bringing in like that does not.
But he's going to get you buckets inside.
Yeah, but Josh,
no, he's not.
But Josh, think about what Nate's saying. Think about what he's saying. When anybody guards us, they're either playing a zone or they're double or triple teaming Julius Randle, and then on occasion we'll do it to RJ. Bottom line, what he's saying is on our front court, you give that dimension of trying to score the basket with him, it would help us out a lot better.
So it would take pressure off Julius Randle too.
Exactly. So instead of it being Julius Randle always automatic and RJ, I'll say about maybe 80% of the time. After that, you got Elfrid Payton, you have Bullock, and you have and you put him in there, you got some scoring from that position. So instead of it being just two, you got three now. You've got three threats.
Have you guys been watching?
I just not what you're saying.
But
listen, not what we're saying. I agree with you and everything, but you got to see it from our side too.
I just don't think that Demarcus Cousins really is that. I don't feel like he's that much of an offensive threat anymore. Really.
I don't know, man. He can still score inside.
He can score a little bit inside.
And that's all you need. All you're asking him for is, a few buckets. You're not asking him to score 20 a game. You're not.
Right. It just takes
I just feel
Randle,
like his the liability that he's going to be on defense. It's not worth what he's going to give you on offense.
So Sam, you're going to tell me out of a timeout.
If he's going to give you 10 points, he might give up 10 points. So it's a wash. That's the way I feel about it with Cousins.
The same amount of offensive production that Demarcus Cousins is going to give you as far as points on the board is the same amount of production that you get from Mitchell Robinson right now.
Wait, hold up. Evergreen.
It's a different kind of production. It's a different kind of production.
Yeah. But the thing about it is where you're looking for the lob, where Mitch is always looking for the lob, you don't have to do that with Cousins because he can score down low and he can hit a shot.
Right.
Yeah,
that's
Knicks
what I mean. It's a different kind of production. It's a different kind of production, but I don't think that
he's not important.
Yeah, I don't think his production is worth what he's going to give up on the defensive side of the ball. That's just what I think.
That's fair. He's never been a defender. That's fair.
It's a different kind of production. Like we're aware of that. What I'm saying is it's are you willing to give up that production that you would have normally had with Mitchell Robinson? To allow the
Mitch isn't playing right now. I mean, we're talking about
right now. He's not playing.
We're talking about him just plugging him in right now until Mitch gets back. Once Mitch gets back, he's going to be the starter again.
Yeah,
but right now,
and then you put Cousins on the bench again, and you keep Cousins on the bench.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You put Cousins on the bench, and then you leave Cousins on the bench for essentially the rest of the season, or until you waive him. That's not the play, man. You don't do that. You don't add in a new player in Demarcus Cousins and then put him on the bench when Mitchell Robinson comes back. He's liable to leave next season or not re-sign.
We're not expecting him to re-sign.
What I'm getting at is to say that he wouldn't help us. That's what I'm saying. That's where I disagree. He wouldn't help us.
If we would have never went out and got Taj Gibson, right? I think this would have been a better. It would have been a better move for the Knicks to make, but they went out and got.
Yeah,
it's going to be a log jam at the.
Well, we better hope and pray that Nerlens don't get hurt and Taj doesn't hit Father Time don't hit him tomorrow.
Then that's a different story. When that happens, then we'll move accordingly. But right now, they don't need to make this move. It's not a necessity.
I don't think people.
I'm not saying we need to make it, but I think we should inquire about it.
Out there. I think because it's out there, people will be talking about it. Knicks don't need them.
Right.
I don't think it's something that we think he's the centerpiece or like that because that's a topic of the show. He's out there. He's Boogie Cousins. Yeah. And I just think that, if the Knicks decide they're going to go for him, they go for him. They don't, then we ain't no sleep.
And we got the Kentucky ties.
No sleep. Exactly.
Yeah. Changing nothing.
All right. Also, what came out yesterday is that Worldwide West has been making underground conversations,
boss.
back channel
I
conversations.
hope that don't. I hope that don't bite us. I really don't.
Hold up. Back channel conversations with Bradley Beal and his team about leaving Washington, and you can assume coming to New York. Right now, of course, this is coming from Michael K, who said that he's heard it from whatever sources. Last night, Bradley Beal dropped 37 points, I think it was, on the Portland Trail Blazers. The Wizards won their 4th straight. The Wizards are a team that is now starting to play better. And if they're starting to play better, you can really you can erase that out of your mind. You know what I'm saying? If they're starting to play better, which they are beginning to play better. If they're listen, the NBA is not going to fine World Wide West or the Knicks, because of something that Michael K says, right? They're going to need significant proof. So I'm not worried about that as much, right? Because they're going to need something significant. Now, would they decide to investigate? If Bradley Beal all of a sudden came out and said, I want to leave Washington and the team I want to go to is the Knicks, then maybe they would decide to investigate. Up until that, I don't think we have to worry about the Knicks being investigated or anything like that. Right now, the report also said that the Knicks are willing to move pieces to get Bradley Beal. Right? They're willing to move whatever pieces it takes, I guess, to get Bradley Beal. Now, what pieces are those? Who knows? You know what I mean? People have said that Bradley Beal is probably going to be worth 3 first-round draft picks, maybe two swaps, and then a young guy. All right. I do think, though, that World Wide West probably has, that's what he does. That's his job in the NBA. That's what he's been doing. Now, how much does that was Will? How much does that change once he became working, once he started working for the NBA? I mean, once he started working for the Knicks, how much does that change? I don't know. But I do think, he's probably done some of that, just like any other team in the NBA. Right? I'm gonna just go real quick. Just real quick. Tell me if you think he's willing to leave or if he's staying at least for this year. And so we've been talking about Bradley Beal for a very long time. Just tell me, Divine, do you think he's staying in Washington or do you think he's going to leave by the deadline? And would you give up 3 first-round draft picks, 2 swaps, and a young player? Just real quick. Go ahead, Divine.
I don't think he's going to leave. I think he's going to stay. I think they look like they're starting to make something to get on a winning streak, and they ain't over yet. You got another half of the season. The draft picks, I would go for Bradley Beal, so I don't have no problem giving up the draft pick because he's worth it. You know what I mean? We don't have nobody on the level that he's even on our team, and we need talent. And he's the talent, man. So I don't even have a problem giving up whatever you need to give him. The Knicks think they're going to need to give up 3. Give up 3. Go bring him down here. Him and Julius Randle, number 1, 2. And if they don't have to give up RJ, and you keep RJ, you go get Bradley Beal, period.
Okay. All right. Josh?
So do I think the Knicks are going to make this move happen? The answer is no. I believe he will stay in Washington. But do I want him? Absolutely. 3 first-round picks. The Knicks can afford to give up 3 first-round picks and still keep their own. This is not the same Carmelo Anthony trade that people always talk about. This move is not going to set us back for years. This move gets us better. It fills a need that we need right now. And we can also build around these 2 guys and keep RJ and build for the future and build something special here. So do I think it's going to happen? No. But do I want it to happen? Absolutely.
Okay. Cornerstone.
Do I agree with Josh? Do I want him? Absolutely. Do I think he'll leave? I don't think so because I always try and give anybody, leave them on their word. He says that he does not want. He hasn't been bringing up any trade demands or anything like that. He says he likes staying in Washington, so I'm going to go by what he says. So that's the reason why I think that he will stay. But if there's a chance that World Wise can turn his mind around, and we trade for him, two things. One, I'm not giving up my Dallas pick. And two, I'm not giving up RJ. That's it. My cards on the table. That's it.
You kind of would have to give up the Dallas pick. I hate to tell you that.
Well, no. That one that's yeah, I'm not. Well,
let me tell you why. Let me tell you why, Kev. You would have to give up the Dallas pick, right? Because remember, you can't trade your own draft picks in back-to-back years. So you couldn't trade the 2021 and the 2022 draft pick. You can't trade the 2022 and the 2023 draft pick on your own, right? You can't do that. So a way to get around that, you could trade the Dallas 2021, you could trade your 2022, and then you can trade either Dallas or then you'd have to trade the Dallas 2023. You see what I'm saying?
And then you keep your own picks, Ken. You keep your own.
But you're still keeping your own picks. Right.
Yes.
You still keep your 2021. You don't have a 2022, and you keep your 2023. You could trade your 2021 and keep Dallas at 2021, but then you couldn't trade your 2022. So how are you going to give up 3 picks? Unless you're not going to have a draft pick in 2023. So the way to go about doing it, if you're going to give up 3 picks, is you trade the Dallas 2021, you trade your 2022, and then you trade the Dallas 2023. You know what I mean?
Well, then it's no all bets are off then, because I'm not giving up that pick, that Dallas pick.
Why are we so obsessed with the Dallas pick?
Because all right, I've seen these guys, these college guys. All right, I've seen them. All right, and this draft is supposed to be, one of the best ones in a while. I want some part of that. All right.
We will have it, Kev. We're still going to keep our own pick.
We would keep our own 2021.
Yes, we would have it. But Dallas is going to be a lot. The chances of us getting that number 1 is going to be a lot higher than what our own is. So there you go. End of story. Go to somebody else.
Hey, Kev, remember, if you give up the 2 Dallas picks,
you're not twisting my mind.
I'm not. But we won the Porzingis trade. Who you rather have, Porzingis or Bradley Beal?
Thank you.
You won the Porzingis trade if you give up the 2 picks for Bradley Beal. Straight up, you won that. Right now, I think we lost the Porzingis trade. So that's really the only thing from me that I would say we won that trade if we bring back a Bradley Beal. And this team instantly gets better. We talk about needing a closer in the second half of games, being able to close the game out. We talk about the Knicks needing someone to go get them a bucket. That's Bradley Beal.
That man is a bucket. That man is a bucket.
Like Durant, man.
I'm telling you, I'm watching him play last night. That man is a bucket.
All right, that's your opinion, Josh. You know what my opinion is?
You said forget it. Okay.
We know what your opinion is. We know what your opinion is, man.
Yeah,
we get it. Anyway, I mean, listen, it's my opinion that Bradley Beal's not even going to be available, man. I think he's going to stick it out with Washington for at least this season. And if he does become available, maybe he becomes available during the offseason. One, that's just the kind of dude that he is. If you know anything about him, he's just that kind of guy where it's like, you know what, I'm going to finish it now. I don't think he'd be happy with trying to move during right in the middle of the season or anything like that. So I think he's staying there. I think you can take him off the table at the deadline unless something drastically changes, right? I think you can take him off the table. So that's pretty much that. Last thing I want to get into before we start talking about the game tonight's game. Sounds like Kevin Knox could possibly be moving back into the lineup. I know there's some people happy about that. I'd be happy about that. I'm not going to lie.
Me too.
Right? I know somebody on this panel is very happy.
Right? Sounds like he could be moving back into the lineup, as we were just talking about the center position, as Tom Thibodeau's looking for some answers, to help out in that position, maybe going small and having Julius Randle play some of that small ball center spot. He's looking at maybe bringing Kevin Knox back in and pairing him a little bit more with Julius Randle to play that small ball center. Do you think we see Kevin Knox tonight, Divine?
Yeah, Sam, I think so, man. Usually when stuff like come out of Knicks camp like that, usually comes to reality, man. It comes to fruition. So I think you probably see him out there. It'll be nice, man. He probably got enough time to sit back and go through the growing pains for the last 10 games and see what he was doing there. He probably motivated. He probably doing better in practice. He probably letting Tibbs, giving Tibbs what he wanted to see. So Tibbs probably saying, you know what, the man look like he finally understand what I want him to do. And he probably doing it. So if he's doing it in practice, yeah, I'll have no problem. I think you'll see him tonight, no doubt.
Okay, all right.
That is true.
All right, and that's the one thing that's been holding back a lot of guys like Frank and Knox. There hasn't been many practices. So if you don't have a lot of practices, how do you get a chance to even show the coach that I'm ready? You know what I'm saying? Josh, what do you think?
I would love to see Kevin Knox out there at the stretch four, being able to stretch the floor and get out there and shoot some threes. I think that would really be good. Actually, I think I've been, wanting that since the beginning of the season for them to use Knox at the four more. You know what I mean? And I know we have Obi that's going to get some time at the four, but Kevin Knox can really stretch it out, and we need to be able to knock some more threes down. We're last in the NBA in three-pointers made, last in the NBA in three-pointers attempted. So I think a small ball lineup definitely will help the Knicks try to get some more points on the board, and I think it'll be a good thing moving forward.
Yeah, Nate.
I mean, he's going to have to come out and play defense. I mean, Tibbs is very critical about that. If you don't play defense, you're not going to play. So he's got to come out and play defense. I agree with Josh. I think at the stretch four, I mean, I think that we all see Knox at some point, if he's with this team, playing in the stretch four position because of his size and his athleticism. But he's got to make some buckets, man. I mean, this team desperately needs somebody outside of Randle and Barrett and Payton to make some shots consistently. It seems to be the problem that we're having all season. And thank God our defense is good, because if our defense was bad, I don't know what this team would be right now.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that. Our defense has definitely saved us a lot of nights. Kev, you think Kevin Knox gets some burn tonight?
I think so. I think it's a long time coming. I'm not one of these guys, ready to, ship him out and everything. I still think he has a lot to grow, a lot to give. I just want him just to do a little bit more other than just looking for his shot. I mean, I want him to rebound. I want him to, on both ends, offensive, defensively. You already know that he can, he'll pass the ball and everything. I mean, that alley-oop he gave to Obi towards the end of the game, that was, he could have easily taken it himself. So I just need to see more of that. And if he does, just shine, just own the position. It's yours. It can be yours. Just own that position. Then we don't have to talk about getting a wing, because it's already been filled by you. And that's all I'm asking for him to do. That's it. So yes, I do think he'll get burned tonight. What he does with that is totally up to him.
Right. Yeah. And I seen somebody in the chat said Kevin Knox is 6'9". He's not playing center. We're not talking about Kevin Knox playing center. We're talking about Julius Randle playing small ball center, which they've done already. They've already had Julius Randle out there playing small ball center with Obi Toppin at the 4. So it is not beyond measure or thought, whatever the words you want to use, that they would use Julius Randle at the 5 and Kevin Knox at the 4. As a matter of fact, I believe Kevin Knox long-term is going to be a 4 in the league anyway. And I think that Tom Thibodeau probably trusts, it's my opinion, that he probably trusts Kevin Knox defensively more than he trusts Obi Toppin defensively, which is one of the reasons why they're looking and saying maybe we use Kevin Knox at the 4 with Julius Randle at the 5 when we do the small ball lineup. And Kevin Knox, believe it or not, is a good off-ball shot blocker.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's a good off-ball shot blocker. So,
Are you happy with his foot? Are you happy with his footwork defensively? Are you happy with his footwork?
He plays well defensively, one-on-one. I think it's more with Kevin Knox. It's more, just the court awareness, defensive court awareness that hinders him sometimes defensively.
Like when he gets getting beat backdoor, pretty much.
Yeah, something like that. Right. Maybe getting beat backdoor. Some of those type of things. I see people asking where Steph is. Steph would be here. Everybody has, everybody can't be there every single day. She'll be here. We know. Listen, Steph got a lot of knowledge of the basketball game, man. And people may be surprised in the coming weeks. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, I'm going to just leave it right there. You know what I'm saying?
We know who the fan favorites are.
Prince, man. Kevin Knox might get some burn tonight.
Man,
look at that smile on his face.
It's nothing. Hey, it ain't nothing to smile about, man. We've been here before. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's only time to show and prove. Mama Knox, she hit me up on Twitter. She said her baby ready to hoop. So
are you serious about that, or you know?
No, but all seriousness, Lewis King on the Westchester Knicks, his mother, definitely she's for her in the Westchester Knicks. She's a big follower of us. She might be in the chat right now. But again, but Mama Knox, to the Knox family, all blessings. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all okay down there in Florida. But no, all seriousness, Knox playing that in that small ball lineup. I think his dimension to the game will definitely bring a different dimension to what we've been seeing. Knox's length, again, if he's brought that dog in practice and he understands what Tom Thibodeau wants him to just leave it out there like he was those first 5 games. I think we're gonna see good minutes out of Knox. I don't think his issue was more defense or anything like that. I think it was just a constant, collective effort of good basketball that Tom Thibodeau wants to see from that kid. And again, I don't believe it's only shooting and everybody's like, well, why only he shoots in the corner? But do you watch the games? Everybody shoots in the corner. That's our offense. Like, I don't know if y'all understand that or not, but the wings, they stand in the corner and shoot open threes. Stop talking about.
Listen, all I'm saying.
Not you, Kev.
Okay. I'm sorry. All right.
That's his claim to fame, is that they love to say Knox only stays in the corner and shoots threes. Again, when that's your role, that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to put the ball on the court and try to, go one-on-one and one mixtape. That's not what Battier wants.
Bruce Bowen, these are some of the best corners. They had roles on championship teams, and they shot from that corner. And Kevin Knox is much improved. And Kevin Knox is much improved on defense. Much improved on defense, which those guys did. So
it's the shortest threes too.
Yep.
Hey, and real quick, y'all laughing, but we wanted Petraeus last year, and look what Petraeus is doing for Washington. They gave that dude $80 million. So again, if you talked about sending Kevin Knox out of here, a 21-year-old kid who's shooting 40%, you're a fool. You're a fool, and he's only making $6 million. You are a fool. But just Sim, getting back on topic, brother. Definitely, like we said, we all know Knox has the skill where he could definitely help our team win. We just got to pray that he comes with that tenacity, and that's what Knox has been missing, is his tenacity to the game. And again, if he brings the effort, I think Tom Thibodeau will reward him with the minutes. And again, he sees the brand of basketball we playing, so he's going to adapt and he's going to feed right into it. I would love to see Derrick Rose hooking him up with some open threes and attacking the basket, kicking it out. So all of that offense, I'm looking forward to it, opening it up with Knox and with these new guys out there in the second unit.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask everybody a question. Do you think he just sat him out just so that he could watch the game? Is that what I'm understanding?
I mean, I think it's discipline. It's discipline.
Yeah.
Right? He sat him out for discipline, to let him know, if you're not going to bring what I'm asking every night, then you're not going to play.
Okay.
And then and that's how you do it. And then when you give them a chance to get back out there, right? And put and do the things that you're asking. But it's discipline. That's how you get guys to play.
I'll say this too about Knox. If he does get some burn tonight and he gets back into this rotation, he's really got to make some hay and put some good games together, because I do feel that this front office is looking at shipping him for a proven player that can score, hopefully, and do what they need on the wing side. So, I mean, it's kind of his last stand. If he gets back into this rotation, he's really got to show that, hey, I want to stay here. I still got learning to do, but my game's gotten a lot better. I've learned from being benched. I mean, he's really got to show it, because I really do feel that this front office is ready to ship him out. I really do.
Okay. Let me get to a phone call. Caller, you live. What's popping?
How's it going, gents?
Pretty good. How about you, man? How's your Sunday?
Doing well. I'm looking forward to the game today. I wanted to catch up about Cousins here. I mean, what do you think that this would cost the Knicks? Because I think that's what it really comes down to. I mean, you're going to be essentially renting this guy for a month and a half until Mitch gets back, and then if Mitch gets back, who's the third? Who's the odd man out? Are we going to bench Nerlens and Cousins is the backup, or is Cousins going to sit on the bench and be the third string center?
Right. Well, the cost financially wouldn't be much, right? I mean, you'd have to waive a player. You could waive a guy like Iggy that is not even being used, and probably isn't going to be used, right? So the cost isn't going to be much. He's only going to require at the veterans minimum. So financially, it's not going to cost you much. What does it cost you in chemistry? What does it cost you in, like you said, having a log jam at the center position? That's the question. And I think that cost really, in my opinion, is too much, because I just don't think he brings enough. If they were letting him go and he was a guy that was mobile, could play, was really getting it on defense, and was going to give you, 10 and 8, kind of like he is now, I might think a little bit different. But, with what he does on defense, I'm just not with it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'd rather see Knox, and Obi get some burn with Randall playing the 5, and maybe ideal scenario is there's some sort of redemption arc for Kevin Knox where he plays so well, or Obi starts to show something that, we could, if we're going to make a move for Beal, maybe we could use one of those guys as part of a piece, as opposed to, I think it's going to cost us at least IQ. I hate to say it, but if we're going to really make a move for Beal or Levine, and when we're anticipating keeping RJ Barrett, I think you're going to say goodbye to Emmanuel quickly. I think you're going to say, I still would probably do it, but if Knox is playing great over the course of the next month, if Obi plays great over the course of the next month, maybe you could keep IQ as well.
Yeah, we'll see if you're making a move for either one of those guys. Which both teams, the Wizards are starting to play well. Chicago's already in playoff contention, at least top 10 seed contention. I don't know if you're pulling any one of those guys this year. You might not be looking until next year. So
right, I agree with you. I don't think it's going to get done this year. But hypothetically, I just wanted to know what you guys thought about that. Three first-round picks, like you just said. The Dallas pick, it's going to be the Dallas pick, unfortunately. The Dallas pick, 2022 first-rounder, 2023 Dallas pick, and Emmanuel quickly and salary cap for Bradley Beal. Can you do it?
Yeah. I'd hate to give up quickly, but yeah.
Yeah, if you could have a lineup of a core of Randall, Beal, RJ, and keep Mitch to boot, and you got your 4 first-round picks over the next 5 years,
you're working
then
with
you got to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Working with something. Hey, I appreciate the call, man.
Thanks, gents.
No doubt. All right, looking at tonight's game, ladies and gentlemen, let's start off with the injury reports. And I see Cornerstone Cav shaking his head. I don't know, he's disgusted about something. But of course, tonight, the only player that's out for the New York Knicks is Mitchell Robinson.
I'll wait till the end.
All right, he's going to wait to the end. It's Mitchell Robinson. He underwent successful surgery to repair the right fracture in his hand, and we won't find anything out about Mitchell Robinson until they reevaluate him on March the 10th. All right? So that's who's out for the New York Knicks. As far as the Minnesota Timberwolves, you got Jared Culver. He's out. Okay, and he's going to be reevaluated next week. D'Angelo Russell, he's out. He's undergoing arthroscopic surgery to remove loose body from his left knee, and he'll be sidelined 4 to 6 weeks. So D'Angelo Russell was out, meaning when you look at the lineups, ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Rubio is probably going to be starting at the point guard position for the Minnesota Timberwolves, along with Malik Beasley at the shooting guard spot, Anthony Edwards at small forward spot, or however you want to move that around. Vanderbilt at power forward and Karl Anthony Towns at center. For the New York Knicks, it'll be Elfrid Payton at the point guard spot, Reggie Bullock and R.J. Barrett interchanging between that shooting guard and small forward spot, and then Julius Randle at power forward. All-star candidate Julius Randle at power forward, let me put it that way. And then Nerlens Noel at center. So what the lineups look like, and when you talk about these two teams, right now, the Minnesota Timberwolves, I think they've lost, 3 or 4 straight games. They've played some close games. They almost beat the Indiana Pacers a couple of nights ago. Game went into overtime, I believe. But right now, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they've lost 3 in a row. They're 2-8 in their last 10 games, 7-23 on the season. The Knicks, they lost their last game, as you well know, to the Orlando Magic. They are currently in the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference at 14-16. They sit behind the Charlotte Hornets, who are 14-15, and behind the Toronto Raptors, who are 15-15. And it's crazy how one win can send you from being the 5th or 6th seed all the way down to the 8th or 9th seed. If the Knicks had won versus the Orlando Magic, they'd be 15-15 sitting in the 6th seed. But they did not. So here we sit. Here we are. The Knicks are 5-5 in the last 10 games. All right, they're 7-10 on the road. They're 7-6 at home. The Knicks are actually 10-10 in the conference right now. 1-3 in their own division. This is a game that the Knicks, I hope that they feel like they need to win this game. They should be well rested after having a day off due to the San Antonio Spurs game being postponed for COVID-19 protocol. So they should be well rested, had a couple of days to practice, and we hope that they can come out nice and sharp tonight versus the Timberwolves. And I think we've all learned against saying that this is a team that they're supposed to beat. I think we've learned against that. All right, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they average 107.8 points per game, while the Knicks average 103.5. The Timberwolves, they're not really a rebounding team. They average 43.1 rebounds per game. The Knicks at 46.9, 47, one of the top teams in the league in rebounding. The Knicks only average 21 assists per game, while the Minnesota Timberwolves average 25. The Knicks average 6.6 steals. The Timberwolves at 8.6. Both teams, well, the Knicks average 5 blocks per game. The Timberwolves at 5.8. And, of course, that 5 blocks is a dip because Mitchell Robinson is out. Although Nerlens Noel leads us in block shots. He's one of the top 10 shot blockers in the league. Actually, I think Mitchell Robinson and Noel were one of the top 10 shot blockers in the league. The Knicks normally take care of the basketball. They only turn it over 13 times. The Timberwolves are about the same. The Knicks shoot 45% from the field. The Timberwolves about 44%. Both teams around 35% from the three-point line. Both teams around 75, 76% from the free throw line. The Knicks... Actually, the Minnesota Timberwolves average 48.5 points in the paint, while the Knicks average 47. Both teams around 13 or 14 second chance points. The Knicks average 7.4 fast break points, while the Minnesota Timberwolves average 11.2 fast break points per game. The Timberwolves are led by Malik Beasley in scoring at 20.7 points per game. All right, the Knicks are led by Julius Randle in points, in rebounds, and in assists. All right, the Timberwolves are led by Vanderbilt in rebounds and Ricky Rubio in assists. Naz Reid leads them in block shots at 1.21. And again, Nerlens Noel leads the Knicks at 1.92 block shots per game. And Karl Anthony Towns, I believe, I don't know how long he's been back. How long has Karl Anthony Towns been back? I know he was out due to,
he's only been he's only played 10 games. He's only played 10 games this year.
He's only played 10 games so far this season. All right. What are you looking at with this game, man? 2 or 3 games. What are you looking at with this game right here against the Minnesota Timberwolves? The team, they can score a little bit. They average about 108 points per game. They shoot a lot of the same percentages as us. They're probably not that good of a defensive team. I don't want to say probably, not that great of a defensive team. What are you looking at for tonight, Devon?
You know what? This is one of the any given Sunday games for me. You know what I mean? It's one of any given Sunday. If the Knicks don't come out with their A game, they can lose this game. Because I think if you take Cat and Julius Randle, that's a wash there. Beasley and RJ, Beasley can give it to RJ just like RJ can give it to him. Now your problem going to be, what's the young man, Anthony Edwards? Talented young man. They got talent down there. Their record might not show it, but they got talent down there. And Ricky Rubio is a savvy veteran ball player. Make no mistake, he's savvy. I mean, that cat can pass the ball with the best of them. He played good steal defense, at least, stealing the ball. So, I mean, I wouldn't take them lightly, man. We got to go in there and just play our A game and go hard, because this could be like an Orlando game. You sleep on the wrong person. You know what I mean? You look at the starting lineup, quality is, like I said, Cat, Beasley, Edwards, RJ, Randall, then who? Who going to step up to be that third guy that can give you what Edwards give you? So we got to hopefully Bullock or our point guard Alpha Payton can give you that, because if not, you just never know. But I think the Knicks will win the game for sure, but don't take them lightly. Like I said, any given Sunday you can go in there and get your butt whipped. So,
Yeah, honestly, this is not – I don't like the matchups in this game. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like this game at all. I really don't. You know what I mean? Because there are some guys on that team that can get hot or explode or, have some kind of a game, do some things that energize their team. You see how Anthony Edwards dunked on the dude the other day. I don't like this matchup. Josh, what about you?
I agree. I think it's going to come down to guard play. I think this is one of those games where our guards have to be better than theirs. And I'm talking about the young guys. So I'm looking at RJ Barrett versus Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards has been proven to be he's going to be a really good player in this league, if not all-star, if not, a superstar in this league. To me, he is that much of the real deal. And I want to see how RJ Barrett plays up against him. RJ Barrett is our young guy, our young gun. I would like to see those guys, two guys go at it.
Yeah. They also got that guy, Jaden McDaniels, on the bench, another young guy, man, that he was a guy that I really wanted the Knicks to, try to take a look at in the draft. He's not doing a whole heck of a lot, but he's a young guy, and he's going to be good one day. He's getting about 19 minutes a game. He averages 5 points. He's averaging 3.5 rebounds. Young kid. When you look at their bench, they don't have a lot of guys on the bench that's going to give you a whole lot. Naz Reid, though, he'll give you 12 points, about 5 rebounds a game. Jared Culver's not playing, like I said. But, I don't know if there's anyone on the bench that we should fear. But, again, it's just a matchup that I'm not excited about playing tonight. I don't know why. I'm just not. Cornerstone, talk to me, man. You got yourself muted. There you go.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, there we go. I'm with you, Sim. I'm not liking this game either. The optics would say that we're supposed to beat this team handedly, and we've all seen how that's gone awry. The matchup, well, Josh said it. I want to see Edwards and RJ, go at it. RJ's got to show that, that Edwards is a rookie and that he's, you know, a 1-year vet. So he's got to master, you know, stopping Edwards. And I just want to see. I'm going to go on a limb and probably say that our bench will erase what happened against Orlando, and they'll be much better than what they were this past Wednesday. Right. So I am looking for a victory. And I said it last week. You know, we're back to the drawing board. So win this one, and then try to win the next one so we can get back to 500. Right. So that's basically it. Right.
And the Minnesota Timberwolves are rated 23rd in defensive efficiency. The defensive rating is 23 in the NBA. You know, of course, the Knicks are rated 3rd in the NBA in defensive rating.
3rd. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. We got to win this. We got to win this.
Well, the issue, of course, is always the offense. You know, I mean, you know, we played 3 games where we were doing really well offensively, and then we had a clunker. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, you know, we'll see how they come out today. The Timberwolves are rated in the NBA in offense. They are 25th in offense at 108 points per game. The Knicks are dead last at 103.5 points per game.
Yeah. And Sim, one more thing. Alfred Payton has got to abuse Ricky Rubio. He's got to abuse him. I'm not saying hit outside shots or anything, but he's got to take him to the rim all the time. He's got to take him. He's got to.
Well, I mean, listen, Ricky Rubio is a good defender, though. He's a good defender. It's not like he's, you know, you're just going to walk over Ricky Rubio. Yeah, he's a pretty good defender.
You know I think he can.
Okay.
I think Alfred can take.
We'll see. Nate?
Yeah, so Tim, I totally agree with you. This is an ugly matchup for the Knicks. Noel's going to have a hard time with Cat. We talk about big bodies. Naz Reid is not a small dude. This guy can ball. He's played well at times. A big body that's going to push Noel around too. I'm worried about the foot speed and the athleticism of Edwards and Malik Beasley. RJ's going to have a hard time with Edwards, man. Edwards is a fast cat, and he can get to the rim as we see and throw it down with some of the best. Malik Beasley, do not sniff on this guy. This guy can play. I think he had 31 the last game.
He can play.
They lost. Yeah, he can play. So I'm a little worried about this matchup because the Knicks are going to want to play a slow pace like they always do and play and lock down on defense. And Minnesota's going to want to push. And they're going to want to get out and run because, you know, Rubio in fast break, man, he's a hell of a point guard in the fast break. And when you got guys like Edwards and Beasley running to the cup or on the wing, and you got Cat down low, oh man, it's gonna be interesting. You know, obviously I trust our defense. I think our defense is going to come out and play well, but the Knicks have got to be able to get on these guys and don't let anybody get off.
Right. Malik Beasley's averaging 20.7 points per game. He's shooting 45% from the field. He's shooting 39.6% from 3. He's averaging 4.9 rebounds per game, 2.5 assists per game. You know, he's a guy that can hoop, man. He can hoop.
Was he one of the guys we were trying to get before?
I think there was, you know, some stuff out there that maybe the Knicks were interested, you know, a while back, but
okay.
You know,
Malik Beasley, right?
Yeah, Malik Beasley. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. He was one of the people that we were talking about. But
he's the one that wanted to get him.
Yeah, no one wanted to get him because of the legal stuff.
Right. The legal stuff.
So he is that guy. Okay. Yep. All right.
Yep. You know, but he is a guy that, you know, he can be. He's a definite threat, man. Especially from that 3-point line. He's a guy that can really play basketball. And I know there's people out there that are gonna say, well, how come we don't go get him? Well, because the Minnesota Timberwolves probably ain't giving him up. You know what I'm saying? They're probably not giving up.
You got to keep some players.
You know? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? He's only 24 years old. They probably look at him as someone, especially right now with D'Angelo Russell being out. You know what I mean? Karl Anthony Towns.
That's a piece they're missing right now.
Karl Anthony Towns. I don't know why that graphic said Malik Beasley is averaging is their leading scorer. Karl Anthony Towns is averaging 21.5 points per game. I guess because, maybe he hasn't played enough games to qualify or something like that. I don't know what the number of games is to qualify when you talk about scoring. But Karl Anthony Towns is averaging 21.5 points per game. He's averaging 10.8 rebounds per game, 3.4 assists per game. He averages 2 blocks per game. He's doing Karl Anthony Towns things.
Yeah, that's normal. 21 points per game for Karl Anthony Towns is normal. I don't care if it's 10 games or not. Yeah, he's gonna do that for the rest of the season.
Exactly. He's gonna do that. That's Karl Anthony Towns stuff. Chop, where you at, man?
Sorry, I'm doing the pantry run for the church. I got a lot of boxes to drop off. So sorry, guys.
No doubt. Do what you do. It's all good.
All right.
Do what you do, man. So it's all love, man. We appreciate that. Well, anyway. The Knicks, man, we'll see what they do tonight versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is Julius Randle's last chance to make his name and stake his claim for an all-star bid, so hopefully he's going to do his thing. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel, all right? Ring that notification bell so you'll be notified anytime that I go live or drop a video or anything like that. All right, so make sure you do that right now. Hit that subscribe button. If you want to join and be an NBK member and have a chance to get into the video chat, right below the video, there's a join button. You can hit that join button. It gives you a couple of tiers where you can join, right? You get some special emoji that you can use in the chat, which I do have to update them. And you'll have access to the link to be able to join us in the video chat and just talk Knicks a little bit. All right, so go ahead and take care of that right now. You'll also find below the video, NBK apparel that if you're interested in, you can check that out. So go ahead and check that out. It's right below the video. All right. Subscribe to the channel, though, and enter in a contest to win one of 2 Obi Toppin rookie cards that are going to be given out as soon as we hit 15,000 subscribers. All right. So share this out. Share it out to whoever, get the subscribers up there. And all of these subscribers are going to be entered into a chance to win these Obi Toppin rookie cards.
So,
right.
if we go up to 75,000 subscribers, do we get that Obi Toppin jersey then?
Bro, if we get up to 75,000 subscribers within the next month, yes, you will get an Obi Toppin jersey. I will give one to you specifically, Kev, if we get to 75,000 subscribers by the end of next month. All right? Hey, I'm saying it on video right here, right now. If we get 75,000 subscribers, I am buying Kevin, Cornerstone Kev, an Obi Toppin an Obi Toppin jersey. All right, I'm buying him the Obi Toppin jersey. I'm gonna send it to him. Plop down 100, and I'm gonna send it to him. And we get 75,000 subscribers by the end of next month.
Where'd you get all those rookie cards, Sim?
All right, huh?
Where'd you get all the rookie cards?
I can't tell you where I got the rookie cards from. I can't tell you where I got the rookie cards from, man.
A case of Upper Deck cards? Are they Upper Deck or Tops?
No, they're not Upper Deck, man.
Panini. Did you get them off the clearance aisle?
They're Panini. I can't tell you where I got them from. Anyway, and make sure you get the NBK app on Wix. All right, and once we get the 500 followers on that app on Wix, we'll also give away 2 Obi Toppin rookie cards. We got 4 of them to give away. Okay. So make sure you take care of that at your leisure. The NBK app on Wix. The link is on the YouTube chat right now. All you got to do is it's pinned to the top of the YouTube chat. All you got to do is check that out. All right. Anyway, I want to get your quick predictions, ladies and gentlemen, and then we're going to get out of here. I'm going to let you get on with your Sunday. All right. Appreciate you all for joining me today. Okay. Let me start with Divine, man. First of all, Divine, I know you got. Did you do your show this morning?
Yeah, yes, indeed, man. I streamed at 8 o'clock today, man. The Knicks Real Talk the morning show was fun. Stephanie and Andy, they chimed in on the panel, not the panel. I'm going to say the chat, gave us a shout out. It was good, man. Had a good time this morning, y'all. So for all those who not aware, Knicks Real Talk the morning show. Every day we have a game. in the morning, roughly 7:30, I go on just to do some Knicks talk, get your juices flowing for the game tonight until Sim come on. So I do come on every morning. I know it's early for people. It's almost like a news show, man. I come in there, bring you some Knicks news. It's me by myself, but I will start having some panel members on here from the MBK fam also. But yeah, man, I came on this morning. It was fun. Y'all can catch the video on YouTube as well, so y'all can go check that out and listen to the content I put out there today. But yeah, tonight, man, we gonna win this game, Sim. I think we about to get back in our winning ways, man. But like we took a beat down over there in Wednesday in Orlando. But I think with those 3 days off, man, you know, we're gonna get our mojo back, and we're gonna go ahead and get on this little journey and make this run to get us to 500 or better. So I'm looking for a win tonight, man. I think the Knicks go in there and handle their business. It's gonna be a good game. Don't take them for granted. Don't take them lightly. Like I said, any given Sunday you can get your butt with, but I think we're gonna handle it tonight, though.
Okay. All right. Josh?
All right, I'm gonna say the Knicks rebound, meaning like they're gonna win the game, and I'm saying they're gonna put up 120 points again. I'm gonna say 121-99 Knickerbockers, and I'm gonna predict RJ scores 25.
We need that. We need that. Kev?
Yeah, we're gonna win this tonight. Like I said, it's been a grueling. If they did everything that you and the Prince said about coming back and going to practice and everything and doing those pyramids and all like that, yeah, they're not going to let that happen again. So they will. I think Josh is right. I think RJ will get over. I think he'll get over 25. Yeah, I think he'll cook tonight. And I don't think it'll be close either. I think we'll win by a big margin. I'm not going to give an exact score or anything, but I think we'll win by a big margin.
All right. Nate?
Well, like I said in the last chat, Knicks are going to win. We're going to lock down defense, and Randall's going to have 30, 15, and 7.
30, 15, and 7. 30, 15, and 7. Does that secure his all-star bid?
I already told you he's in the All-Star.
Oh, you think you already think he's in there?
Yeah, he's already in, man.
Yeah, all right.
He's just adding to his resume tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
all right.
I think if he gets a triple-double, that'll almost instantly, put him in. If he gets a triple-double tonight.
Yeah, he's had one triple-double this season. He's been close on a couple of occasions, but just one triple-double this season so far. Yeah. Chop. Give me a quick prediction for tonight, man.
Before I do that, I missed the whole conversation with Demarcus Cousins and everything, but in my mind, when the last time the Timberwolves played? Did they play last night or the day before?
I think they played the day before.
The day before, and we've been fresh for like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
And like I was saying in the last show, I think they're gonna come out for Tibbs, like how they came out for Fizz last year. I think it'll come out for Tibbs. And in my mind, that dunk that Duke did, what's his name again?
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards. If we had Demarcus Cousins on this team and then we played him, I know it's speculation. It was just, but don't let that happen tomorrow. That's all I'm saying.
They play tonight. They play tonight. What you mean tomorrow? They play
tonight. I'm so sorry, but don't let that happen tonight. But in my mind, I'm thinking they're gonna come out for Tibbs, and listen. Julius Randle's gonna step up. I want to agree with Nate, and he says in 7 he might have a triple-double. We're gonna win. Remember, we always keeping teams under 100. So I want to agree with Nate.
Okay.
We're gonna get this win. I don't want to say the numbers, but.
Okay. Hey, Chop, I was the one that said the triple-double, all right?
Yeah, you the one. Yeah.
Hey,
Uncle Kev, I love you. I'm sorry.
I'm messing with you, brother.
Hey, Prince, you there, Prince? Prince might have headed away. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check us out tonight after the game about 9:30 to 9:45 for the post-game show. All right? I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Be peaceful. Get as much rest as you can. And the Knicks play at 7 p.m. at home at the Garden versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. So, let's get with it, ladies and gentlemen. Out of here. No doubt. Be peaceful. Spread love.